Guys, I want you guys to know this. Look, this is one of my white tenants. We're here in Orlando, Florida, and the NSA, they sent oranges to the house, and they said we are pretty sure that he's going to record the oranges, and we're going to purport that he's from that he's in the Caribbean and doesn't know that he's in Jamaica, and he has white friends from Great Britain or the United States, expatriates or some shit like that. That's what Matt Damon wanted you guys to think. I'm telling you guys what I'm telling you guys. Okay, hold on. Because a brighter future for children starts with how we grow. Matt Damon, I want you to know this. The next time you guys record my voice and you guys somewhat create some sort of phone conversation or monologue, and you send it to the police claiming that I'm going to kill people all over the place, or that I'm some sort of terrorist, or that I'm some sort of alien who's here to destroy the whole world, and that I have this and this and this and this, all kinds of weaponry. The next time you guys do that, I promise you, one of your colleagues who have done the same with your voices, or will be able to do so even more believably by literally replicating your voice, by studying you over and over and over and over again, will be able to call up the cops and purport you guys as being completely schizophrenic, completely bipolar, completely, not belligerent, but completely delusional, and you guys will be able to finally get SSI. You guys' acting careers are over with. You and Brad Pitt, you guys are dead. SSI, $2,000, savings accounts, non-related to my private accounts. That's all you guys get. You guys are gone. You guys are done. Your wives are moving forward with me. I am serious. I promise you. Your wives are moving forward with me. They have my mulatto kids. They did not adopt them. Stop trying to purport or communicate otherwise. They are moving on with me. One is going to stay in Los Angeles. And Matt, your wife, she's not a famous actress. You know who she is. She has my kid. She's going to move forward with me here in Miami. I'm taking my angels away. I am tired of her crying to me, saying that you were raping little girls in front of her, high school girls, promising them that they're going to be future stars, future celebrities, that you're going to send them to college to get drama education in front of her, and having her in so much trouble, and then slapping and beating her for saying that it's wrong, that you can't handle it anymore. Matt, you lost your wife. Move on with your fucking life. Every time your wife says that that's not true, she signs a document stating that she was lying when she said that's not true. My agents, Matt, they show up and they disappear, and the federal government never knows that they exist. Okay, so guys, it's June the 13th. It's honestly June the 13th, 2024, and I want you guys to know this. I already authored the narrative of the human journey. I authored the narrative of the universal journey from the beginning of time to the end of time, when the whole universe gets into heaven, becomes a realm of heaven with no outer space in between, no non-terrestrial space in between. The original terrestrial universe. That's the reality. Okay? I already authored and narrated it. There's no getting around that. Okay? So I want you guys to know this. LeBron James, the real LeBron James, not any decoy or clone, the real LeBron James will spend a year in prison. He will lose his leg to a legal amputation, and he will say yes to go into prison, and he will starve himself into being 160 pounds. And for receiving leg implants of skin and bones, so that everyone will believe that he faked his death, or that he ended up simply because he ended up in a car accident and he was paralyzed, and over the past years of stuff, due to depression and the lack of mobility, all of his muscles dwindle in his legs. That's what he's going to have to sell for the rest of his life, I promise you. The real LeBron James, who played for the Los Angeles Lakers consistently, meaning predominantly, meaning the real LeBron James, who was born in Akron, Ohio, back in 1984, meaning the real LeBron James, who played for the Cleveland Cavaliers before signing with the Miami Heat. That same person, he's going to go to jail in upstate New York. He's going to be missing a leg. And eventually, by the end of the year, after he's going to realize, guys, there's no altering the judgment. No one is going to torture Shawn into altering the judgment. There's no rescue plan from Canada. There's no NSA reform. There's no new agency, secret agency that's going to reform or reemerge or reveal itself. LeBron, you are not going to get out of prison until you lose the second leg. And you beg for leg implants, which are completely skin and bones, and what they perpetuate. You This is, let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. I just told you guys the truth about everything, okay? Having to do with what I just spoke on. What I told you guys is the truth, but let me add to the truth. Okay, guys? LeBron James literally raped the wife of each and every one of the NBA players who had guaranteed contracts. And he was told that's the only way for him to be able to remain in the NBA because he was convicted of drug trafficking, and later on he was convicted of murder. He literally murdered an underage female, and he was convicted and sentenced to at least 5 years in prison before auditors said we're going to have to audit his personality to see whether or not he was in cocaine or he has a habit or whether or not he's partially or totally mentally retarded, because that makes no sense why he made that mistake. And Kyrie Irving was actually there and saw it and had it documented that he testified that LeBron James literally murdered that little girl. And that Kyrie Irving was paid money thereafter and placed under a gag order to never reveal that ever again. But he has revealed it to the United Nations and Interpol in secret, and they are always confused to why LeBron James believes that actually frees him, because he has become so good and friendly to Kyrie Irving that Kyrie Irving would never turn against him or America. As if America has anything to do with that, or a national security objective actually precludes that particular situation, which has reasoned what the United Nations Security Council, just as one element, just as a tiny element of the consolidated reason the United Nations Security Council has made the decision it has made regarding the approaching approaching global war and its full manifestation. Regarding Manhattan and Moscow, regarding Kobe Bryant at the Madison Square Garden, and Brittany Griner in Moscow. They tortured Brittany Griner in Moscow, and the United States military is going to nuke central Moscow, and Moscow is going to essentially nuke lower Manhattan and Midtown because of what LeBron James did to Kobe Bryant's wife while Kobe Bryant was at the Madison Square Garden scoring the 62 or 61 points and stuff, with everyone laughing at Kobe, but Kobe believing that he's pulling off some sort of magic and saying, I'm not going to sit there and let this dude torture me and my wife for the rest of my life. So Spike Lee has been arrested at least 10 times by me, in all honesty, or my agents or my officers, and he's trying to figure out, why is this nigga still in the United States? We don't care if it's Jesus Christ or not. And then Spike Lee said, then Spike Lee said this, right? This is what he said to Melvin Ote. He said, I'm telling you guys, I'm warning you, I'm gonna call the cops on each and every one of you guys, okay, guys? All right, and if necessary, the CIA, we are going to use you guys as voices, and we're going to reveal what you guys have said on the telephone to each other and to police officers regarding killing innocent immigrants and this and this and that. Melvin Ote, and we're going to reveal it in ways that is going to condemn you guys, not just secretly or socially, but legally speaking, criminally speaking, okay? I want you guys to tap out. Complete tap out. You guys have lost your wives. You guys are not going to get any revenge. We pulled all the teeth out of Spike Lee's mouth because he begged for it. He was tired of sucking dick to try to get out of jail sentences. Okay, so LeBron James is going to accept his punishment, and there's no apology underway, and there's no torture in Shawn, Dexter, John, speaking of myself, until I apologize to LeBron James. No, I don't apologize to LeBron James. The difference between me and the NBA players and the other black celebrities he tortured to death because he because he just cannot live with his penis having been disabled ever since high school for having raped beautiful women and girls whose handsome husbands just couldn't handle it. They should have just handled the situation, is what he was saying, and go on with their lives, that they must be the problem. This young man has been torturing beautiful women and their handsome husbands and boyfriends, and he thinks that he deserves an apology for being a King Kong, a gorilla ape-looking motherfucker who's supposed to feel good about himself. This young man has a pathology that does not make sense to people. We have studied him over the past decade and a half, and he's out of his mind. He blames everyone but himself. He really blames everyone but himself for the crimes that he has committed, and no doubt about it. So LeBron James, you're not going to get any apology. All this comes to an end. You're not going to purport that you have lost your teeth and say that we are just joking around with this nigga. No one in America loves you anymore. They're not excited about you. They're not waiting for what decision you have to make next. It's just an illusion. We're just testing your personality. Or we just want to make sure that we should allow you to be able to live another 30, 40 years to see the world change, and you become a better person. Your soul become a better soul because of it. We swear to God that the state of Ohio and the state of Florida have requested you completely executed per capital punishment orders. You're going to accept my resolution and stop saying that I'm apologizing to you, young man. The difference between me and the other folks that you've harmed so badly is that I don't accept it, because I don't have to, because I'm perfectly ethical, because I'm perfectly off all authorities. Not the subject of authorities. I am the authority itself. Each and every one of the authorities that you recognize, I'm secretly the boss. And don't ask to hear Melvin Orte's voice. Okay? Okay, LeBron, next time you speak to Melvin Orte on the phone again, and he sounds like Melvin Orte, but at times he sounds like Shawn, Dexter, John, meaning myself, be scared. Don't call Melvin Orte ever again. Do you understand? So, Matt Damon, you're not going to prove that I'm some sort of psycho or psychotic. I am honestly Jesus Christ. I'm honestly God, in all honesty. Okay? And stop saying that I was not Thomas Jefferson, and stop saying that I was not Abraham Lincoln, and stop saying that I was not W.E. Du Bois. They keep saying he looks nothing like what he looked like as Thomas Jefferson, and Barack Obama looks more like what he looked like as Abraham Lincoln. And even though he looked damn near identical to what he looked like as W.E. Du Bois, we're just going to have to conclude that he was not W.E. Du Bois, that he was just being set up. When you guys said all of that, all of the foreign dignitaries said, yep, they're just envious of Shawn, or he must have children with their past or current wives or something like that. We are not too sure. They are not making any sense anymore.
Dow is currently hovering a little over 0.25% down. It was, I think people were expecting these numbers from the Fed. I don't think every economist, including our own Jill Schlesinger, has spoken to her in anticipation of this. Julie Campbell, our business correspondent, they were expecting the rates to remain unchanged. Market has anticipated that, so you see it sort of flat for the day. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the stock market. Meanwhile, new economic data released this morning showed that U.S. wholesale prices fell 0.2% in May. That is another sign that inflation could be cooling. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve, as we said, left interest rates unchanged. The central bank has not raised rates since July of last year. Economists predict the cut could come at the Fed's September meeting.
Well, Tesla CEO Elon Musk could be receiving a historic payday. The company's shareholders are set to vote on several key decisions this afternoon.
So, guys, as you can see, it's June the 13th, 2024. And it's not June the 13th, 2023, or any other time. I want you guys to know that I haven't lied at all. And someone is going to have to clean this bathroom. So as you guys can see, that I'm honestly the person who's saying all these things. I was actually speaking this video recording and every other video recording. I don't want you guys thinking anything crazy at all. All right? I need you guys to accept everything that I say as facts. If you guys want to be able to continue working for the, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so anyway, yeah. So you guys are gonna have to believe everything I say that appears to be factual. That's based on just what I've said consistently and what is happening right now, and based on what agents consistently say in compliment what I've articulated and communicated to you guys as clearly a political and legal genius. It's clearly a person who appears to be supernatural in the way I do things. I want you to. This is a temporary declassification. There's all of these video recordings are going to be not released, but they're going to be taken off the internet by me, and it's not going to happen via any YouTube sort of banning of my account per se. Okay, I want you guys to understand this. You guys are not going to be able to communicate to each other that you guys are controlling my mind or guiding my thoughts or instructing me whether I know it or not, and that I'm doing this. And it's indirectly affecting this, and therefore I'm doing everything that you guys want. No, that's enough. I need you guys to tap out. The women I have children with, your husbands are ready to move on. Your husbands and boyfriends and ex-husbands or ex-boyfriend, whatever, they're ready to move on. I promise you, they're going to show it very viciously over the next 2 months to you guys, not to me. They are ready to move on. They've been convicted secretly of serial child molestation and stuff of that nature. All right? When you guys signed up and said that I'm protecting Britney Spears from child molestation charges because we had a kid together when I was still in high school, and that I should pay up for it because I'm still a man and I must have been a crazy nigger in high school to have impregnated Britney Spears and this and that. When your husband signed up to be real men or real niggas who deserve the real accounts, Shawn John accounts of this and they started raping little girls in some sort of oxymoronic way, having sex with 15, 16-year-old females on college campuses and in high school bathrooms and in middle schools and so forth. When they started doing that on a pathological level and intently and joked about it and was aggressive in doing so consistently, they were arrested, and they have secret files demonstrated that those charges are pending, and those secret files correspond with reality. Some of the secret files are based on a whole bunch of nonsense, a whole bunch of falsehood, and those cannot be taken seriously. But what I'm telling you guys is that some of these women, the almost 3,000 women that I have children with, the women that I have rescued out of being condemned into porn acting and prostitution and stripping and stuff. Some of them, I rescued them out of that when they went through it or after they went through it. And some of them I rescued them out of that right when the condemnation came. And in the situation of Rashida and Patricia, I was in real relationships with these women, and they were not, back then, they were certainly not toward approaching any sort of situation of condemnation, in all honesty. I have 2 kids with Patricia Roberts Fitzgerald, I promise you. Even though they're still very dark-skinned like their mother, and they look very much like me, their eyes and nose and everything, they're clearly my children. Even though Rashida Williams' 3 kids are very light-skinned and have my features, eyes and lips and 2 of them, my nose and so forth, they're clearly my kids because of what we did together and intently, and me and me actually being the biological and genetic father, and not based on belief or some sort of obscure theory, and just in reality. Okay, those 2 women were forced into that sort of situation of condemnation by the FBI because of who I am. And they were misled into believing that they were always secret agents of the FBI, trained by the parents to not know that they were doing the wrong thing to immigrants, but the right thing to Americans, and that they found that afterward, and they were rescued from actually being in love with these people. That's just the nice immigrants like Patricia and her family members are made Americans when they finally figure out that's the right way to be. No, all of that has come to an end. All of that nonsense, you guys are all fired. Stop saying have your fun first so we can have our fun later. None of that. That has come to an end. That's enough. That's enough. I'm getting Rashida back, and by the end of the summer, I'm going to walk into heaven, and you guys are just going to believe or not believe that she was always controlled by me toward the effect of me walking into heaven, whether you guys know it or not, or whether you guys ever believe it or not. But you guys are going to go through the hell that you guys are going to go through. LeBron James does not have any foreign or interdimensional accounts that he's going to provide to Rashida's parents after she disappears with him or some other man. None of that. You're not leaving anything behind for your parents. All your parents are going to keep is the house they've always had on Napoleon Avenue, and they go on with their fucking lives, and they believe whatever the fuck they want to believe, and eventually they're going to want to get to the point of believing that I am who I say I am. Jesus Christ. LeBron is a broke motherfucker. Broke. I make sure of it. The whole NBA, all they get is $20,000 a year, and they get to live or purport to live in million-dollar houses. And we purported to broadcast it as being worth billions of dollars in association with the franchise, the team franchise. We lie about everything having to do with black enfranchisement until it really manifests into some sort of demographic enfranchisement of the black community. We are just purporting that black and money is being created for investing in the African American community. I'm doing that, not Melvin Ote, not any traditional African American. Me, Jesus Christ, an alien, a foreigner from a foreign universe who created this universe. I'm doing that. I want you guys to understand that. Stop. You guys don't have any secret deals with secret aliens. You guys don't have any secret deals with white Americans, or good white Americans, or bad white Americans alike. You guys are humble human beings to you guys, but you guys are horrible human beings per the perception of each other. You guys are stabbing each other in the back. Steve Harvey has said that Melvin Ote is the lousiest lawyer in the world, and Letitia James is just a madame acting as if she has something to hide because she wants everyone to believe that she used to be a beautiful prostitute before she became a madame plain attorney general of the state of New York. That's what Steve Harvey believes. He has signed up to condemn Melvin Ote and send him to jail for about 5 years. Melvin Ote has condemned Steve Harvey to about a year of jail. Barack Obama has condemned Mitt Romney to another 10 years of acting as if he's with an ugly white woman with blonde hair, while having his second leg amputated. I'm telling you, you guys are fighting each other. I don't have time for any of this silly shit. I'm going to keep doing the right thing every day. The humble work of actually doing the real work that matters. Adhering to the law and writing the policies of the Central Intelligence Agency and INTERPOL, which shall ensure that all of humanity gets into heaven in 500 years, here in this constellation, Earth and the rest of the constellation, the 12 tribes of Judah, the 12 planets of this constellation, this hidden constellation, that all get into heaven at the same time, for the most part, almost at the same time, with none getting into heaven thereafter. Okay? And Europa, the 13th star system, will be able to get into heaven with this constellation also and be in a colony of this constellation. Okay, and then the rest of the universe, me and my son, my only begotten son, Menelik Haile Selassie, who will be able to create a new universe in 500 years, will traverse the universe and get the rest of the universe into heaven to succeed in 500 years. Okay, I'm committed to getting that done. All right, I wrote all of the laws of the United States of America, in all honesty. All of the fundamental laws, all of the the complemental laws, which are considered overarching. I wrote everything. You know, I worked that hard and that consistently as a human being when I'm here, and in heaven. You know, in all honesty. Okay, I want you guys to accept that. And you guys say, believe your shit for as long as you want to believe it, because we're going to tell you otherwise, and you're going to believe whatever we say. Nope, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen, Barack. What you went through, you went through. That does not apply to me, Barack Obama. You were stupid enough to believe that you were Jesus H. Christ, her son. You were a mental retard when you believed that. When you believe that just to be able to say no to me at this particular point and forcing me to believe other. Barack, this is not what goes down in this sort of situation. I love you to death, but I'm telling you. Okay, so I have the access code to the coordinates where I'm going to walk Rashida into heaven. I'm going to walk myself and Rashida into heaven. And there's nothing else to know. I send it to myself when I need to send it to myself. And when I need the rescue at the particular time from my father, Jehovah the Father, he shows up and he'll be able to, he'll be covered by my earthly dad, Clay Crispin John. That rescue is almost there. I got to finish up with my policies, and I'm going to have to publish each and every one of them. I'm authoring the remaining policies right now, and the policies, they adhere to the constitutional laws of the United States of America and to the constitutional laws not yet considered constitutional laws of the United Nations. And what is constitutional regarding the entirety of the universe? Not per se natural law. What is constitutional to human society and progressing into heaven? Okay? So stop saying that I'm writing that humanism to me means natural law. Clearly, it does not mean natural law if you read what I'm writing. Right, if you guys read what I'm writing, if you guys read what I'm writing and what I'm publishing, you guys can see clearly that this has nothing to do with natural law. How does that have to do with natural law? Any one of the work papers, the legal article itself. Well, how does Caribbean law have correspond with natural law other than on the issue of homosexuality, the inactive laws in the Caribbean? The laws on sodomy, the abortion, the prohibition of sodomy and homosexual activity in the Caribbean and Africa and parts of Eastern Europe and all over the world. Those are laws which are going to be changed and would be changed if my policies were taken up. You know, we have made sure that those corresponding laws in the Caribbean community, for the most part, have been made inactive. They are just on paper, but they are no longer applied or employed, and not because of any American company or any American agency or the United States government in its totality. It's because I said so. Okay, Melvin Ote? Don't ever call up anyone and speak on any issue of work papers about you haven't written it and you know what you really mean, and you're gonna communicate what you really meant after you kill this motherfucker and this and this and that. Melvin Ote, no one will believe that you ever called anyone up ever again very soon. I am sure of it. You're gonna stay in the house and you're gonna stick to yourself, and your cover, he's gonna stay in the house and he's gonna stick to himself, and you guys are just gonna go on with your lives. You guys are going to endure your punishment. You no longer have wives, and if you guys get second wives, they're just not going to be what you guys expected. They're not going to be beautiful. They're not going to be real wives. You guys are just going to be okay with hearing a woman's voice, and it's not going to be any one of my women. It's not going to be any one of the women I have children with, including your ex-wives. And I'm going to have to be that fucking assertive in making sure that you guys endure the punishment that you guys have to endure. Do you guys understand? You guys don't get any pick. There's no network for looking for secondary wives, unless you guys are looking for ordinary women who are just not related to this sort of situation. Okay, you guys go on with your life. Melvin Ote, the one who purported being a law professor at UDC Law, who said he was a real law professor at Howard University, he's going to end up with Jackie, the short Kenyan African woman. She's going to be his nurse per se, and she's going to be the woman's voice that he hears in his house whenever she shows up to the house. His wife is going to be stuck here in Florida, and he's certainly going to get the fuck out of Florida and go back to New York. And when the NATO agents and officers show up and they say, it's time for you and Jackie to move to Canada and become a real couple, not just a professional couple waiting for some sort of retaliation, then we will stop tormenting you guys to death. Okay? So stop asking how I got my penis to be 5 inches when I was back at Howard University, Melvin. How could we heard the conversation? How could this nigga have a 5-inch penis and be 5'8" and us think that he's actually human or has a real penis? And we found out that he has a real penis, so we thought that he was an alien, and we want to believe that's why we thought that. But you know what? I don't give a damn. I'm gonna kill this nigga because when I broke up with my wife, I just told her to stay in the fucking house and leave me alone and just masturbate to whoever photo she wants to masturbate to and just leave me the fuck alone. This is what Melvin said, that he's gonna keep fucking these bitches, these little bitches, and this and this and this and that, and just leave him the fuck alone. So when I showed up, and I said, when I showed up, in all honesty, guys, I really showed up. Now you guys understand. So when I showed up and I briefed her, and I said, well, Melvin has been raping little girls, and he said it was okay for LeBron to rape Rashida and to find a way to rape that he told LeBron James it was okay to find a way to rape each and every one of the women that Shawn has dated, including Patricia and this and this and that. That Shawn is the reason Kobe thinks that he's supposed to have a beautiful wife and this and this and that. When Melvin Ote got to that point, I showed up and I said, ma'am, Melvin Ote and the FBI, they're going to force you guys into escortism and prostitution and all of these things. As soon as they find out that you guys have moved on and you guys have new boyfriends and new buddies and this and that, they're not going to be able to handle it. They're going to force you guys into prostitution, because that's how men are, especially when given power or given friends, association with friends with power. That's how they respond. We are sure of it. We have tested human beings over and over and over again. And by the time Melvin gets to that particular point, ma'am, you're going to have my son. We're going to have sexual intercourse if you say yes to getting out of this situation for good. And I'll reveal to you that I am Jesus Christ, and in comprehensive ways, and that and that you're going to be in my life for the rest of your life. And you're going to have 2 more kids with me. I said crazy stuff like that, and she does not remember exactly when I said it or the chronology of what I said. She does not remember exactly what I said, but she's certain that I communicated that in so many different ways. Okay, Melvin, I want you guys to move on with your fucking lives. You guys were raping little girls in front of your wives, saying that's how a bitch is supposed to act when she's getting fucked to shit by a real nigga. Why would your wives be able to stay in a situation like that? You go on with your life, Melvin. Stop saying that that's circumstantial evidence, or everyone stop saying that's speculations. No. We have everything back. We have testimonies. We have our witness statements. We have notarized statements. We have court statements. We have tribunal statements. Real document, real statements. Okay? We are just waiting to see what you guys want to do next. I'm having a regular monologue with you guys. I'm sending this monologue to you guys. I'm not waiting for information from you guys. I'm not listening to any information coming from you guys in any earpiece. I'm giving you guys time. I'm giving you guys a chance to think. Think of what I'm saying. Melvin, do you guys really deserve to get your wives back? No, you guys don't. And your wives have messed up by saying yes to me being homeless for the rest of my life. They really thought I was homeless. They thought I was I was actually going to go to jail for 10 years. Not because I raped them, it's because their husband started crying before them, saying that they were misled by this crazy motherfucker. This motherfucker told us this is how shit works on earth. We are so sorry. We don't like they